Welcome to Roadside Real Estate. Today, I have the absolute honor of being in the car with Ervin Robertson?
Yes.
Do I say that right?
That's
Ervin.
right.
We just call him by Ervin. He's like Cher. He's famous in ERA, so we don't need your last name. Anyway, Ervin, welcome to New Jersey.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here and work for a wonderful company.
Yeah, we're having
so thanks for that opportunity.
Yeah, we are here for 3 days of inspiration with Ervin. He has been training with ERA for, gosh, 34
years.
4 years. And year after year, he comes back because our agents love it. We learn so much. We get refreshed and back into really focusing on what's important, which is our consumer. And that's really what's important. Do you want to give us a 2-second version of what you did before and how that's helped you maybe in your business life?
I can. And my background is I have a law enforcement degree from Ole Miss. And I had always wanted to give back to America, and I thought that was one way of giving back to America. And I was with the Treasury Department, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF, and then because of that, I ended up at FBI headquarters and worked at FBI headquarters in the Intelligence Division.
Amazing.
Dealing with spying in America, actually, for 8 years.
Because our industry really, at least in New Jersey, doesn't require that much time, 75 hours worth of instruction, and now, boom, you're a realtor. And now our number one job is handling the number one biggest financial situation in somebody's life.
Right.
And you only need 75 hours of instruction. So when you say there is a difference in companies, in real estate companies or in agents, there really is. And somehow the public sometimes seems to miss that because they have a brother or a cousin or an uncle or somebody in real estate, and they think that should be the person I should give the business to. So we talked a lot about fiduciary responsibility today in class. Let's hear from you. Like, how do you think that we really, or what we're really responsible for to our consumers and to the public?
Well, and let's talk about sellers just for a minute. That remember, a lot of people, the stats are that 83% of most Americans, 83% of their total net worth is in one thing. It's in their house.
That's amazing.
And
right?
that's why I said, we have training to better serve the sellers. And, I tell the agents all the time, give them more than they expect because they deserve it.
That's right.
And the other thing is that, that I also tell people that remember one thing when you're working with sellers. For most families in America, this is the largest financial transaction that this family is going to do in the next 5 to 10 years, and they have chosen you.
Which is an honor.
But I also tell them, you need to remember what an honor that is, that we're handling for most families in America, the largest financial transaction they're going to do in the next 5 to 10 years.
I think in a market where we are now, where things tend to be very fast-paced, we have a lack of inventory like a lot of states do, and a homeowner might be tempted or want to put their home up by themselves, or think that it's easy to get a buyer, or even I see sometimes these signs that say we buy houses for cash, and I'm really so surprised that people actually want to call because they think that it will be better for their pocketbook, but there is so much that gets left on the table.
And like I said, there's a difference between a real estate agent and a professional realtor, and that boils down to what is my fiduciary responsibility. That includes, being able to tell people no.
Right.
If you see them going the wrong direction, that is still my fiduciary responsibility. When it should be listed here and they want you to list it here, then it is my fiduciary responsibility to tell them that serves no purpose, that doesn't help you, that hurts you. And if other people tell you that's okay, then they're mistaken. That's not okay.
They're looking to serve their own needs by getting the listing.
Yeah.
They're not looking to really serve the homeowner.
Yeah, and the Code of Ethics says that your goal as a professional realtor is to never mislead the consumer.
Right.
And if I tell them that it's okay to do the job that way, then that's misleading, and that's not the truth.
A lot of the things that we do for our community to help people in this area buy and sell and move and live and connect with businesses and help them. You know, you're the first person a lot of times that a person knows or a family knows when they move to town, and that is so important because they need you. They need to know where they go grocery shopping or where they should go and bring their children to the doctor and things like that. But so you are such a big part of a community when you do what we do for a living and serve the public. Let's talk for a second because we are driving back to the office.
Okay.
And I know you have other things to do than hang out with me in this car today.
No,
in the
I
rain,
love hanging
in the rain.
out with you, so.
No, we do have fun. We always have fun. What would you say? Let's talk about a couple things. Your top 3 things you love about real estate.
Well, it's the American dream is the first thing. You know, it's the American dream that everybody has a right to own a home, and they should own a home. And how much pleasure do we get out of making sure that the average consumer can figure out that they can buy a home? The second thing I think about is that, you know, when you're paying rent, you know, we had a case the other day where the seller approached me about getting his daughter out of a rental property, and when I found out what she was paying, then I told the dad, I said, here's what happened. Your daughter spent $137,000 on rent, and she has nothing to show for it. So this is why we need to get her out of the home. So you're helping consumers invest in themselves instead of the landlord. And the third thing is, you know, it's just such a pleasure to do this job.
It is.
To help people fulfill the dream of you know, having home ownership. And it's just, you know, like I said, it's just a great pleasure to take care of consumers and pull them out of the hole and make sure that they have something that they've invested in. Well, you're changing their lives.
Yeah.
You're changing their lives when you help them buy a home.
And it's so intimate. It's funny. You get to know people on a different level. You're in their home. You're looking through and helping them stage. So you're looking through their closets. You're telling them you have to take down these pictures. You're helping them make decisions for their family. It's such a personal job as well, that you really get into all aspects of their life, and it really makes them great friends.
Well, and you know, the reason I joined the FBI was to give back to America, and the reason I got into real estate is so to give back to America.
That's unbelievable. That's so true.
The thing is to do your job and do it well, even if you have to stand up sometimes to the sellers to make sure they're going the right direction. You need to do that because of fiduciary responsibility.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to do your job, even if you have to tell them sometimes, no, that's not to your advantage, and here's why. So be bold enough to do your job and do it well, and I think you'll be around for a long time, and just take care of the consumer.
I agree on all those points. We have had a great time. I am now back at the office with you.
Okay, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I did return you.
We didn't hit anybody or anything.
I didn't hit anybody. We did. So, I don't think I'm going to find a song that you're going to love. Do you sing?
No. Don't make me sing.
Do you dance?
No.
Do you?
I teach.
You teach.
I teach.
Do you? And you don't dance? Come on! He's super fun, by the way. Yes. Since there's no great music going on, we'll just end this with thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Thank you for serving this country well in both capacities, because it's important, and it's an honor for us to have you.
Thank you.
Here.
I appreciate that.
We've learned a lot. I've never seen in all of the training that has gone on, which we have 52 weeks a year, and a lot of live training and a lot of conferences and a lot of places we go. I have never seen a group of agents excited and running to the office and willing
to come to training,
to be in the office at 9 a.m. like they have been this week.
Well,
so
and
I love
it. I love it. You got a great company, and thank you. It's a blessing for me to train for you. So thank you.
Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. All right. Thank you for joining us on Roadside
Real Estate. Thank you for sharing with us.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That wasn't so bad, right?
No, except I screwed up. I can't.
No, you didn't screw up. There's no screwing up when you have editing.
If you can edit that out, then that'll be great.
Don't you worry about a thing. I make it all blend together.
Just make it run together. I'm real serious. You know, people accuse me and say that's the FBI in me.
But you're not all that serious.
Well, but I mean, but I try and act up in class, but I'm really serious.
No, you're a serious guy, but you know, you also have that sweet, fun side.
Well, we'll
talking way more animated because that's what comes out well on here. Because sometimes when you talk normal, it comes like this is your TV. This is your TV thing, and talking loud and bright and animated. Right?
That's not like me, so I'll try and do it.